Eli Rourke didn't step back. He stepped in. I swear the street went quiet in my chest. The red warning flapped on the wood his father nailed up in '86. A woman's voice cut through the street, sharp, public, meant to humiliate. Neighbors turned, some watched, some walked faster. He stood there, didn't answer, just looked at the paper, then back at her. A slow nod, not of agreement, of confirmation. Like marking a name, like remembering something worth returning to. Behind the curtain, a boy blinked, silent, still. He saw it all, and Eli saw him. The nail beneath the notice was rusted, but it still held. Eli Rourke didn't keep the land because it was beautiful. He kept it because no one else was cold enough to guard it right. The house wasn't much. Cedar siding, stone chimney, a porch that creaked in wind. But the dirt it sat on, his father's dirt, ran deeper than anything you could see. And Eli had seen a lot. He used to lead recon units through Anbar province. 6 men, silent steps, no back talk, no second chances. He didn't yell there either, he just pointed, and people moved. Now he planted tomatoes, ran his son to school, did his repairs before sunrise, wore the same boots from the service, just newer soles. People said he was distant, some said cold, but the dogs liked him, and no one's trash ever stayed scattered for long on his watch. Neighbors waved, he nodded. That was enough. They didn't know what was in the locked drawer under the stairs, didn't notice the wear on the handle, didn't ask why the porch light never flickered, even in storms. Above his desk, a shelf, books in rows, titles untouched. But right at the top, 2 polished casings standing straight. 1 brass, 1 steel, both fired, both cleaned, neither forgotten. He never talked about the war, not even to his son. But the way he checked the locks twice, once by feel, once by sound, told enough. Every screw in the house had been replaced by his hand. Not because they needed it, because he needed to know exactly how tight they were. At the HOA meeting last spring, he didn't speak. Not even when the new rep laughed about cleaning up the veterans' clutter. He just tapped his pen, 3 times, sharp, final. The man next to him didn't come back to the next one. Some say he was paranoid, others said precise. But all of them noticed one thing. When things went sideways, mail theft, barking at midnight, fences kicked in, they always stopped after Eli took a walk. No one saw him do anything, but nothing happened twice. He didn't make threats, he just made it clear. He was ready before you even had a plan. Monday, 9:04 a.m. A laminated notice fluttered under the wiper of Eli's F-250. Bold caps, all centered. HOA violation, vehicle exceeds 20 feet, no overnight parking. Underneath, in red Sharpie, the part that wasn't from any rulebook, already warned, next time, forced removal. No letterhead, no signature. Just a crooked arrow, drawn by hand, pointing toward the corner lot. The one with the white porch and the flag roof, where she stood watering plants in a MAGA hat, too red to miss. One hand on the hose, the other holding her phone, laughing loud enough for 3 blocks. She didn't look his way, but the laugh was aimed. Everyone knew it. 2 houses over, a curtain twitched. Eli didn't flinch. He just stepped to the truck, took the notice, folded it once, slow, slipped it into his back pocket like a receipt he might need later. By 11:12 a.m., a wooden sign was planted next to his front tire. The paint still smelled fresh. Black block letters on rough pine. This is an HOA community. Respect it or leave. Scratched into the corner, barely visible. Eyes on you, Ranger. That part wasn't printed. That was personal. Someone knew who he was, and they wanted him to know they knew. But Eli didn't touch the sign. Not yet. He walked inside, opened the utility drawer near the fridge, pulled out a small key ring, found the old lock code, walked back out, lifted the lid of his mailbox, dropped the notice and a photo of the sign inside, shut the lid, spun the code. Click. The lock still worked. It used to seal classified dispatches in Ramadi. Now it held laminated garbage and petty threats. Across the street, the woman adjusted her hat, still smiling, still holding that phone like it made her bulletproof. Eli looked once, then walked inside, the door closing without a word. She thought it was a message, but he'd already filed it. The second someone used the word forced, they flipped the board. Sometimes a small act tells you everything about who's really in control. I've been there, seeing something wrong but staying still. Because stillness says more. If this hits something in you, leave your mark below, or stay close. There's more to come. By 7:46 a.m. the next morning, an email left Eli's outbox. Subject line read plain and clean. Request to review HOA leadership status. It went to 3 addresses: Bayfield County Property Records, an old Army JAG attorney out of Fort Benning, and CC'd quietly every resident in the neighborhood through the official HOA mailing list Eli still had temporary admin access to, granted once when the real chair moved out and forgot to reset the password. The body of the message, just 1 paragraph. Per Section 9.2 of HOA operating guidelines, leadership must be legally assigned by vote or documented transfer. This request is to confirm who, if anyone, has lawful authority to act in the role of HOA chair at this time. No accusations, no tone, just law. He hit send. 3 hours later, no replies. But the neighborhood Facebook group lit up. A new post, a video. Karen standing in front of Eli's driveway, phone held like a badge. The MAGA cap brighter in daylight. Behind her, the wooden sign was still planted. She looked into the lens and said, loud and clipped, "We're watching. No one is above HOA rules. No one." It got 74 likes, but only 3 comments, each from different neighbors, quiet types, all older, all people Eli had helped during the last brutal winter. Plowed driveways, hauled salt, never took payment. Their comments, just a single emoji each. Eli watched the video on mute, didn't scroll, didn't react, just closed the tab, then opened his sent folder, added 1 line to the bottom of the email. CC, archive for record only. Then saved a screenshot of the video, framed the timestamp, noted the words, filed it, no retorts, no threats. Just another click deeper into the file. The best traps don't snap shut loud, they close slow, legal, and with witnesses. By the time you feel it, it's already too late. She thought she had the street. He gave her a stage. By Thursday evening, just before sunset, a new sign appeared in Eli's yard. Not a warning, not a threat. Just a small, hand-staked board near the mailbox. White letters on dark wood. Property under review, do not approach. Below it, a legal citation, Wisconsin. Stat section, 895.67. No signature, no HOA logo, just the law. By 6:12 p.m., Karen was live on Facebook. Phone up, voice sharp. Eyes wide with that particular kind of righteousness that breaks faster than it burns. This sign, the police ruled it illegal in Oshkosh. I'm allowed to patrol. I have to protect this neighborhood's image. She wore a sleeveless vest, stamped HOA security. The MAGA cap again, louder this time. Behind her stood 3 men, older, sunburnt, badly rehearsed. Each held some kind of tool, a flashlight, a walkie, binoculars. No ID, no badges, just the kind of energy that feels one push away from trouble. One of them laughed, loud, unfiltered. Karen's the boss, man. We just follow her lead. That was all it took. 4 hours later, the live stream was gone, deleted, scrubbed, but not fast enough. Someone had already saved it and posted it. To the Bayfield County subreddit. Title, "Wait, who made her president?" It hit 300 upvotes in 2 hours. Replies flooded in, screenshots, zoomed images, links to HOA bylaws. One comment pinned to the top read, "This ain't about rules, this is about power," and she just showed too much of it. At 3:06 a.m., one of her men made a mistake. He slipped past the property line, flashlight raised, whispering, "Just a check." He opened the door, quietly. Inside, Eli's son, still in pajama pants, still awake, turned toward the sound. In his hands, a black airsoft rifle from his bedroom shelf. Plastic, but real enough at that hour. He didn't shout, didn't move, The man froze, eyes wide, then ran. The porch cam caught everything. By morning, another clip surfaced. Title: HOA security nearly breaks into kid's room. Eli didn't watch the video. He didn't need to. What he did read was a short forwarded email from someone at the Bayfield Municipal Office. FYI, code enforcement just issued her a compliance notice. She probably hasn't read the law she's citing. He closed the laptop, stood up, checked the lock on the filing cabinet near the front door. Didn't smile, didn't speak, just ran one hand along the top, where two brass shell casings sat, polished, lined up, unmoved since the day he placed them there. The sign didn't warn, it marked a line, not for a fight, for accountability. She crossed it, on camera, wearing the badge she made for herself, and the street didn't erupt. It just turned, quietly, one like at a time. She ran the show, until the room stopped clapping. The night before the meeting, someone showed up at Eli's door. 3 a.m., flashlight, HOA vest, no badge, no word. Thursday night, first HOA meeting since the pandemic. Chairs arranged in clean rows, folded flyers on each seat. No microphone, no projector, just paper. Eli didn't show up, but his work did. Every chair held a single-page printout, bold type, 10-second read, no fluff. HOA chairperson history, confirmed by county clerk's office. No record of Linda Myers. Not then, not now. The room stayed quiet. Linda stood near the front, still in her red cap, still holding notes, still thinking she owned the floor. She cleared her throat. I don't need a title to do what's right. I've handled illegal parking, tall grass, wrong porch lights. From the back, a calm voice cut in. Linda, you emailed me about my porch light. A man stood, hands in pockets, neutral tone. But that came from the HOA email. Who gave you access? She didn't answer, didn't move, just blinked once, twice. Her lips pressed thin. No one raised their voice. No one stepped forward, but eyes shifted, first to her, then to the papers in their hands. At the bottom of each printout was a screenshot, an email from Linda, 2 weeks old. As acting representative of the HOA, I'm requesting you move your vehicle within 48 hours. Underneath it, in smaller type, false claim of authority is prosecutable under Wisconsin. Stat. Fahrenheit 46.70. No bold, no highlight, just the law, quiet and final. Linda looked down at the copy in her hands, then around, then back down. No one said she was wrong. They didn't have to. No shouting, no accusations, just silence filled with realization. Eli hadn't come. He didn't need to. His absence said more than presence ever could. No retaliation, no gloating, just facts, stamped, documented, distributed. Someone near the front quietly set their paper back on the chair. Not torn, not crumpled, just placed. And that act, gentle, deliberate, rippled louder than any vote. She held the room for weeks. He held it for 10 seconds, and never even walked in. No door slammed, no flag waved, just air, still and clean again. Sunday morning, the air was thin. Pale sunlight pressed through the trees lining Lakeside Drive. No crowds, no HOA caps, just quiet. The boy came out first. Same flannel pajamas, same silence. In his hands, a small wooden box, too heavy for how light he looked. He set it down beside the porch steps, opened the lid. Inside, a single sign, worn and weathered. Lakeside Community, 1998 charter, mahogany wood, silver lettering, once covered in white paint. Eli stepped out behind him. No coffee, no phone, just a scraper. He didn't speak, just knelt, began peeling the paint, thin layer by layer, the sound of edge on wood, soft, steady, almost like breathing. It took time, longer than expected, but he didn't rush. When the silver letters reappeared, he wiped the dust from his palms, lifted the plaque, and mounted it back onto the post by the gate. Same spot it had always been, same 4 nails, same small angle it always leaned. Except this time, the bottom left corner had a crack, thin, clean, diagonal, a memory etched into grain. Eli looked at it, didn't fix it, didn't adjust it, just let it be. He stood, brushed his jeans, walked back up the porch. The boy followed, still holding the now empty box, still not saying a word. They stepped inside, door eased shut. No click of a lock, just the hush of something finished. The sign stayed outside, a little older, a little less perfect, but exactly where it belonged. No banners, no speeches, just one man putting back what others painted over, and leaving the crack, because some marks aren't meant to disappear. Some people fight with noise, others with timing. Eli never raised his voice, but he knew when to stand still, and when to move. The old sign on the gate didn't shine like it used to. The crack was still there. But that's the thing about cracks. They don't ruin the wood. They just remind us it's real. Out back, the garden kept growing. Snowmelt ran slow down the slope. The boy learned how to sharpen a blade without dulling the handle. And nothing more was said about rules or boards or titles. Not because they weren't important, but because some truths stand better when no one is pushing them forward. A chair left on the porch, facing the trees. The same spot Eli's father once sat. Back when things were quieter, back when silence meant you were listening. People pass by that house now and lower their voices. They don't know the full story, just that it held. And maybe that's enough, because some victories don't need applause, only the right weight, in the right hands, at the right time. Sometimes peace isn't what you avoid, it's what you defend without needing to shout.